Hello, Stampers! Come in and say hi when you pop in here and let me know where you're from. I always love seeing where, geographically everybody is popping in here from. Okay, let me make sure I'm muted. I want to be able to see your guys' comments. So let's go here. And I'm just sharing this to all our groups to make sure everybody has an opportunity to pop in here and see this. Hello, Patty. Hello, Mother. Louise, I'm not sure. You won last week's card. I hope you saw it on Facebook. I tried to tag you in it, and for some reason, business pages do not let me tag people's names. But if you go back and watch last week's video, it was Facebook Live. It would have been the 30th or 31st. Let me see. Last week, it would have been last week, Monday 30th. It's still pinned on the top of my, this page here, and you can go in there and watch. It's towards the beginning when I'm kind of doing this talking thing. I think it's right when I flip the camera down. I show all three cards from last week, or it would have actually been the week that we made prior. And you just drop me a message and let me know which card you want, and do it through private messenger because I don't want your address or anything on the Facebook page. Give me your address and I will send that card out to you. No obligations, nothing more. I don't bug you. I don't drive you crazy. I just simply send you a card. So you let me know which one you want. And thank you so much for popping in tonight. So let me finish sharing these. Come on. It's hard because to be able to see here, I can't wear my glasses because my glasses only do, hello Liz. My glasses only help me see for long distance, but then anything that's up close to me, I swear, 40 kicked my butt. It was almost exactly when I turned 40 years old. Wow, from Australia, welcome. Almost like to the day that I turned 40 years old, my vision just went, I mean, I've always had a problem with seeing long distance. That's nothing new for me. But as far as the whole, like not being able to see up close, or when I have my glasses on, I can't read anything up close. But if I take my glasses off and it's just my eyes, I can see anything up close to me. But I can't see anything far away at that point. So it's like, oh my goodness, you can't wear, both. So it's kind of funny, if I put my contacts in, I can see everything, like when I'm driving and we're out and about. But then whenever I go to read something, or if a message pops up on my phone or something goes on, all the things, I have to put readers on. So I'm like, I can't win with this business. It just lets you know that you're aging, right? I mean, we all do it, and it's just a thing, and I guess you just roll with it, right? Nothing else you can do. I did look into possibly doing the whole LASIK surgery thing, but then I heard something about that being taken off the market for some reason. Now, whether or not that be true, that they were going to stop doing LASIK surgery, I don't know. I think I heard that a while ago too. Now, whether or not that is actually happening, but then again, if I had LASIK surgery, they could only fix one thing or the other. So they could either fix the long distance, but then I still couldn't see up close. So I would still have to flip some kind of readers on. But I guess that would probably be better than having to wear glasses, like to see anything like out in my yard or anything. I have to put my glasses on to make sure my animals are okay, but whatnot. So anyways, just my little aging note there. It was almost on my 40th birthday is almost exactly when it happened. I don't know how that was, but that is exactly what it was. Do you see my little sidekick up there? She's in there watching her show. I told her, I said, you have to be quiet today. Hello, Josephine. Because last time when I was doing this, I think it was last Thursday, I was doing the paper pumpkin for last week, the Hope Box. Yeah, I was doing the Hope Box alternatives. And towards the very end, she was like, or maybe it was Monday, I don't remember, but she started doing her little yelling thing and telling me, okay, enough, Mom, I'm here. You need to pay attention to me. Because she's nonverbal, she can't talk. So her way of communicating is kind of just kind of making she doesn't yell loud pitch or anything like that. She kind of just more kind of gives you a little growl and lets you know, hey, I'm here, pay attention to me. She does have if you guys know who Stephen Hawkins is, on his wheelchair, he had a device that sat up like a big monitor and it read the retinas of his eyes. She actually has one of those, and she actually just got approved for a new one, because we all know with any computer, as soon as you buy the darn thing and you set it up, it's outdated, right? Stupid, crazy technology, I tell you. So, she got approved to get a new device, so it is new and improved. Did she fall asleep when she got home? She did, actually. So let me tell you guys, if you guys have been following me at any point in time, you guys saw at the end of, end of July, or no, it was the end of June, we spent a couple days in the hospital. She was having a extensive couple day EEG done, to find out, because she's been on the ketogenic diet for 2 years and has been seizure free for a little bit over 2 years. Whoop whoop, hallelujah to that one. But we thought maybe she was having breakthrough seizures because of these things that she was having. Well, in fact, she has Rett syndrome. Okay, so that's what she has. I know you guys are here to stamp. I just want to tell you this really quick. So she has been having these little moment things, and it's something that Rett girls or Rett kids kind of have, and it's just called a Rett moment. So she had one this morning. We went up to my mom's new house that she had built. It's absolutely beautiful. She's getting furniture done and all this kind of stuff. So we went up there this morning, and she loves walking through this big empty house. She has all the space to herself. It's just, she gets a grin from ear to ear, and she can just walk back and forth up and down that house, and she is absolutely in heaven there. So we went over there this morning, and she had one of her big moments when we were there. So she gets really, really flushed, really, really hot. We thought they were seizures because it kind of looks like a form of a seizure, but her typical seizures when she was having them were like a tonic-clonic grand mal seizure. So these don't look quite like that, but it's still something we wanted a neurologist or her neurologist to make sure that's not what she was having. So they're not, but anyways, she had one of those this morning, so that's why my mom was asking if she came home and fell asleep, because when she has one of those, it does take quite a toll on her body, and it makes her tired. So, let me show you guys one more thing before I flip you guys around. So my mom went to, I think she went to, TJ Maxx the other day. And so when I went over earlier today, because I also had to get some re-inkers, because for my tips, tricks, and techniques for this month, I needed re-inkers to show, and to get in on my tips, tricks, and techniques, you just have to be a customer of mine and spend at least $25 a month, and I send out the PDF along with the YouTube video on the tip, trick, or technique of the month. So look at this cup. Can you guys see it, or is there too bad of a glare? And look at this little skeleton. So for those of you, even the shirt that I'm wearing, it's my Halloween shirt. I love Halloween. I am a Halloween freak. As soon as September comes, I'm all about wearing Halloween and doing, you know, the things. My daughter actually has a pumpkin up over on her dresser up here. But she got me this cup and it says, "You are full of magic." Okay, well, I figured the reason why she got this for me, because you know when I'm doing my Facebook Lives on here, and instead of me taking the time to die cut all my stuff, and I'm like, because of the magic of TV, and you guys didn't know that I was magic as well as a professional stamper. Yeah. So I figured this cup is going to be my magic Facebook Live cup. Look at that. And it even has a little star in the inside. And it's purple. So those of you who don't know, Rett syndrome, our color is purple for Rett syndrome. And I think it's actually epilepsy color as well. So I just had to share that with you guys. I thought that was just the coolest little thing. Okay, so let me get you guys flipped around. So anybody who gets motion sickness, shut your eyes during this time so I don't make you sick. And let's do it. Yes, you guys heard my iPad fall out of my little rack right here. That's what you guys heard crash when it hit. But I'm actually, for some reason, my internet doesn't want to let me read the comments on my iPad. So I have to have my laptop set up over here, which is fine and dandy. So, we still have a couple days of the Haunts and Harvest paper pumpkin kit. So if you guys are interested in this, I put the link up here on the description of this Facebook Live. You can just click on that paper pumpkin. This goes through September 10th is when it will no longer be available after September 10th. But you will, on September 10th, I post all the pictures and everything of any new paper pumpkins that's coming up. But this is the Haunts and Harvest. This one has 12 treat boxes, and they're double-sided, so you could either pick whether or not you want to go with that more spooky Halloween look, or if you want to go with more of the harvesty pumpkin look for fall. All right. Also, full swing. This is the second half of our celebrations. It started back in August, so now that we're in September, I know, holy smokes, artichokes, right? We're already in September. What the heck happened to this year? I am like blown away. Are you guys too far away, or can you guys see this? It almost seems like I'm awfully far away. Maybe, hold on just a second. I know I'm going to wiggle you guys around a minute, so shut your eyes. Let me get this lowered just a bit, because it seems like you guys are awfully far away. And from looking at it on my own computer, it seems like you can't see any of this paperwork. Okay. So we are on the second half of celebrations. It ends on the 30th of September. So make sure you get those orders in. Any order, $50 or more, every $50 spent qualifies you for any of our celebrations products. So we are actually going to be using that beautiful bedazzling, which is in the celebrations catalog, our brochure. Also right now, with my current host code going on, any order over $50, any order at all actually, unless it's over $150, do not use my host code if it's over $150, because Stampin' Up! Is going to give you some rewards. I want you to have those. But any order that is $50 or more and you use my host code, I will send you guys out. Not only will you get to pick one of your celebrations items, but you will also get a half pack of DSP from me as well. That is my incentive gift this month for placing an order over $50 and using my host code. I will send you a half pack of DSP. And it's I can't tell you which one you're going to receive, because I just have so many that I just send it out to you. But there's the current host code. Also, after this video is done, it normally doesn't go up until tomorrow, because I have to take all the photos, I have to edit, I have to do all the good things. to get this up on the blog. But my blog is stampinthepinkbarn.blogspot.com, so you will find the ingredients, the recipes, all the kind of stuff for all the cards that we are making for tonight. And I try to upload things on my blog and do new posts at least like 2 to 3 times a week. So just watch on there for things. Also, you can sign up for my newsletter on there. It'll be on the right-hand column of my blog. Also, this host code will be on every one of my blog posts, and it's up in the right-hand corner of that blog as well, that you can just copy and paste. Right now is an excellent time to join my team. Through September 30th, I believe, join and choose a bundles. Yep. You can find all the information on this join right now. If I can find I set it here to make sure I had it. Back on page 19, you can find all, the information about joining my team. But right now, so when you join my team, you get to pick $125 of product either in the annual catalog and our July-December catalog. You get to pick. There's no discretion on what you pick out of there. You just have to pick up to $125. You can't go over that $125. But it's a great time to get your embossing machines. If you've been looking at those, throw one of those on there. So you only pay $99 plus tax. Shipping is already included in that. But right now, through September 30th, you will be able to also pick one of these free bundles that are listed here, or here's a kind of more visual of those. So you can go on my blog. There's details about this also at the end of each blog post. I talk all about that. Message me if you have any questions. And then I just kind of printed this off because I know sometimes people struggle when they go on the website. This is kind of what the website would look like. Always make sure you're shopping with me, Danny Garola. And also, when you go to once you put in all the things that you want, all your goodies, when you go towards the end and you hit that little shopping cart up here, it's going to bring you to your checkout. Once you have all the products in there that you want, you're going to hit the checkout button. Then it's going to bring up another little menu down here that will say that you have qualified for however many celebrations items that you've done your $100 product orders. I'm looking for my hair scrunchie. I could have swore I brought it in here because I'm starting to get hot. Hot flashes be real, right? So that, I just wanted to show you kind of a visual of what it looks like. At any time, you can always screenshot any of these things that I'm showing, so you can kind of go back and make sure that it's the way it is, or simply message me and I will always be around to help you. If you guys caught me live right now and you see that little red live button up there, that means it is 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time and Pacific Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Daylight Savings Time, and 8 o'clock Central Daylight Savings Time, and 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Standard Time, Savings Time. So if you're on here and you're from the East Coast, whoop whoop for being on here at 9 o'clock at night. You must be like me, you don't sleep very well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these cards. I have some very, very beautiful cards to show you tonight. Well, don't I always show beautiful cards? Oh, and I have to tell you guys the winner of last week's card. So for video number 54, since we're on 55 this week, this is going to go to Kathy. I'm not sure how you say your name, whether it be BB or B-Bay. But you can pick from one of these cards that we made last week with the matching envelope there. We made that beautiful little pumpkin. Also, we made that, oh, this was the bay window card. Just love those bay window cards with the matching envelope. And we made that most amazing, ouch, amazing little window card with the 3 flips. And this is using that Peaceful Cabins. Absolutely stunning. And that has the matching card or envelope as well. So you let me know. And like I said, that was Kathy BB or Kathy BB. You let me know which one of those. You can tell me, you know, they're all pretty different here. You can tell me, hey, I want the bay window card. I want the pumpkin card. You know, you can distinguish which one is, you know, just let me know. All right, so for the card that we are making today, we are going to be using this time-worn type 3D embossing folder. It kind of has a very antique-y look to it. I love that. So what you're going to need is a piece of early espresso. This is 11 by 4 1/4. And we need to score this because any of our paper that is going to run this way and we need to fold it like this, we need to always put a score on there. Not like if it's the other way, we can always just fold it, because our paper, the way that the grain runs, you don't want to try to fold it if it goes like this, because it just doesn't work all that well. So we are going to now score this at 5 1/2. Ooh, I almost grabbed the wrong blade. We don't want to cut it, we just want to score it. Okay, so now our card is going to fold in half. Now, for some reason, I always run into the problem that when you go to score these and varnish them, it always kind of gets crooked down here. So I always have to make sure before I do my tight crease on there, I make sure that it is straight and nice before I go ahead and commit to that score line. All right, we are going to be using Gorgeous Leaves, and my always go-to Stitched So Sweetly dies. We're not using any of the stamp sets from this. That is the So Sentimental. I'm not using those today. I'm just going to be using these squares right here, or rectangles. Square has equal sides. This rectangle does not. So we are going to grab the biggest rectangle, and we are going to grab a piece of our Dazzling Diamonds, because oh boy, is it dazzling. Or what's it called? Oh my goodness. Bedazzling, that's what it's called, not Dazzling Diamonds. I don't know where that just came from. That was out of left field, but it could be Dazzling Diamonds. It's kind of pretty like that, right? But no, it's called Bedazzling, and this is one that you can earn with a $50 product or purchase. It's one of our celebrations. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this however I can get it, but because of the magic of TV, I already have that cut out. So that is right here. Beautiful, right? And I love how that little rectangle just has enough little scallop to it just to kind of give it just kind of that dainty little look on it. Then I am grabbing the cork. We have the cork specialty paper. It has, where did I just put it? I just had it. It is very thin, and you need to be very careful with it because it does feel like it's going to, because it is like a wood grain, it does feel like if you bent it, it would kind of crack where the wood is. But this is amazing cork paper. I love the texture of it. It's such a cool paper to add such different textures to your cards. So that is called, what did I say? The cork 12 by 12 specialty paper. Product number for that is 156393. And I also cut that with that big Stitch So Sweetly die as well. Then I need a scrap of Early Espresso. Also, I need 2 pieces of Very Vanilla. Now these are both 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just a 1/4 inch smaller than our card. One will be for the inside and then the other one is for the outside. And we are going to, let me do that now. I'm going to put this away because we already have our pieces cut there. All right, so we need to take one of these. And since this is the 3D embossing folder, we need to make sure that we have our dark gray. So when my machine is set up here, I have to take off all 3 of these layers. So you take off both of your 3 plates and your 2 plate. And you need to grab your specialty plate, which is the number 4. And then you're going to leave your big number 1 on here. Put your paper, your cardstock, inside of your folder, if you can get your folder open. And I'm going to lay this with kind of those words going horizontal on there. Lay that down, and then take your specialty plate. And now you're just going to, I'm going to turn this here because I got to be able to run this through. And then run that through. Okay, just like that. All right. Now I need to grab a piece of scrap paper. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that like antique-y look. Then we are going to grab our, I'm using soft suede and a blending brush. And let's open this up. And then I'm going to take this and just lightly roll it around in my ink. So you can see that it has just a little bit on there because I don't want it crazy, but I'm gonna just rub a little bit off. I don't wanna waste any of my ink because I'm frugal like that. I don't like wasting anything. But just to make sure I don't get any dark streak spots, then I'm just gonna take this and lightly, and look how that embossing just pops when you just lightly take your color and just kind of rub it on those embossed parts of your card. And I'm just doing it around my 4 sides. And then I can just lightly just take it just like that, just to add a little bit of that color into the center, but not a lot. I just, towards the end, just kind of went over with one swoop over the center. Okay? And that was soft suede, if I didn't say that. And these are our blending brushes. They come in a 3-pack and they wash amazingly. Like you would think some of our colors would really stain this. Where are my other 2? I haven't washed these, but I always do like one with like purples and reds. I have one with more of my yellow tones. And then I have one that has more of like browns. I only have 3 of them because I can take these to the sink and I can just rinse them off. And I will tell you, if anything has a red tone to it, use warm water. Now, when you turn your sink on, put these underneath the sink while it's still cool. You're going to get different tones coming out of your brush as your water changes from cool to warm. So just, that's kind of a little note. Now this is going to go directly on our card. It keeps sounding like my daughter fell off the couch in there, but I know she didn't. Is that my open? Oh, that's my open. Make sure we put this on there with the flap opening at the bottom. And I need glue. Or actually, we're not going to glue that yet. Hold on. Jumping the gun here. All right, then I needed to do my inside layer. I'm going to take my inside layer and I'm going to use the Early Espresso and crumb cake. And now this is where I came in with another stamp set, because in my gorgeous leaves, there's no sentiments in here. But I definitely want the inside of my card to say something. So I used the Beauty of Tomorrow. I use this big stamp set right here. This says, the changing of leaves reminds us that the new wonder are just around the corner. What a beautiful saying, right? Especially for a fall card. So that's what I have right here. Now that I'm going to stamp. So tap, tap, tap. And then I flip it over and make sure it's got a nice crisp look on it. And then I'm going to stand up to make sure I get this centered. Even though, hi Buka. My husband just got home, so now my daughter's up walking around. Huh? I just changed her. Oh. Beautiful, right? Doesn't that have just such a crisp, clean look to it? Okay, so we're done with the early espresso. Now I'm going to grab the, see all my little bits and scraps here? Oh, I already mounted it. What am I thinking? Okay, so I'm going to grab this big leaf stamp right here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. My throat is dry. Then I grabbed another little piece. I think this is a 1/4 of an inch by 4. I know the length of it. Yep, that's a 1/4 piece. And this is going to go across the bottom right here. And it's longer than 4 because I just snip off my 2 sides once I get it on there. But I need my crumb cake for this. Now I'm going to kind of eyeball where I want this on here. And then when I go to place this leaf, you know what I'm going to do? I didn't do it on my other card, but I want it done on this one. I'm going to take my finger dauber. It's just called a dauber, but I needed to add the word finger on there. And I'm just going to dip it in the crumb cake first and then take my dauber into my early espresso and just lightly tap the edges of this stamp. Ugh, I have hair in my mouth, sorry. I thought I brought my hair tie. Hey! And then I'm going to kind of see where I want that strip. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to place this down just like that. Can you go in the bathroom and grab my hair tie, my scrunchie? It's kind of like an orangey pink color. I thought I brought it in here with me, but apparently I didn't. Okay, did you see how that just worked? Now when you take, thank you. When you take your image and you do something lighter like crumb cake, and then you daub a darker color like the early espresso that I did, it leaves you with kind of a darker edge around that, like a natural leaf would have. Like a leaf's not just one color, it's got different tones to it. So I love how that adds just a bit of darkness to that leaf to make it look more realistic, because these leaves are really kind of a realistic looking leaf. Now I'm going to take this little strip and I'm just going to put it across the bottom there after I get my glue booger off of there. Okay, and so I know this is a little longer than my paper, so I'm not going to take my glue all the way to the edges because I don't want glue all over my desk. So just like that. Oops, that's crooked. Don't want it crooked. So did you guys have any special plans this Labor Day weekend? Did you guys have any barbecues or anything? Where am I? Okay. Because Lord only knows, I didn't do anything. I was lazy this weekend. It was nice to have my son home for today, for the whole 3-day weekend. Because since he goes to school, he's a junior in high school, but he's also in track and field, and he does cross country. He's gone pretty much all day long. He leaves at like 7:30 in the morning, and he's not home until, like, they don't get done with track or cross country until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So All right, so now we're going to put this in the inside of my card. Okay, just like that. Now let's do the outside of this card. So I'm going to turn this. Yep, that's right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scrap piece of the early espresso, and I'm going to take that big leaf that kind of matches the leaf that we just stamped on the inside, and I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine. And then, because I'm magical, here is that leaf. Isn't that gorgeous in the early espresso? Now I'm going to take these two pieces and I'm just going to kind of off center them like that. And then they're going to go on the front of that. So let me get those kind of glued together. Okay. And like I said, you have to be kind of delicate with that cork paper because you don't want it to pull apart. But I will tell you one thing, I was kind of hesitant. I mean, I do know that it's thin, but I was kind of hesitant running it through my die cutting machine, but it went through like butter. It was, because it's so thin, I thought that it would get like kind of hard to roll, but it absolutely did not. It actually is harder to roll through the bedazzling paper than it was this. So just to let you know that, if that's kind of something you were thinking about, like, whoa, how did that go through the die cutting machine? It went through like butter, because butter makes it better. Okay, now I'm just going to offset that in there, glue that down, hold it for just a few minutes. Now the back of this cork paper is actual like cardstock, or maybe it's not cardstock because it's not as thick as cardstock, but it looks like almost like paper bag material on the back of the cork. So it won't come apart once you have it like adhered down, because there's actual like a paper sheet behind it. All right, there's that. Now we are going to take our linen thread. This is 104199. And I love the rustic look of this. So what I'm gonna do is pull some off of here, and then I'm gonna grab a piece of tape to have my tape handy. And then I'm going to hold just a piece of it on the back of that, and then wrap my linen thread around just a couple of times, just like that. And since I already held that tight, I can just cut this off. Oh, her food, are you in here? Yeah. Her food is sitting up on top of the PlayStation. She just did not want to eat. So maybe she'll eat for you. Okay, so there is that. And then I'm going to take this piece of tape and just tape that down, because nobody's going to see that you put tape on the back. Oh, thank you. Nobody's going to see that you put tape on the back of that, because nobody sees the back of the card. Just trying to move this up just a hair. There we go. Because I kind of want it spread out, but I think I put it too far down on the card. I mean, you guys play with yours and decide where you want it. All right, and then I'm going to grab this. Now, we do have the adhesive sheets. That would have been smart, but I'm not a smart person. But no, I'm not smart. I just always forget that I have those. So I'm going to just simply glue that down on there. But if you had the adhesive sheets, you could always die cut this on the adhesive sheet, and then it becomes a sticker at that point. And then, you know, you have all the good things. I'm just going to tap some of that glue off onto my finger. so it doesn't make a gloppy mess. And then I'm just going to turn that leaf, kind of making it straight on there, and just kind of lightly tap that down. Straight. Okay, then this is just going to go straight on our card base. Just like that. And then we're going to grab one of our very vanilla envelopes. And then we're gonna, I should have done this earlier when I already had that hair everywhere. I have an issue with my iron levels in my body, that my body will not retain iron. So I'm extremely iron deficient. Like, I'm only like a number 2, and I have to go in and I have to have iron, what is it called, infusions, which is like not an uncommon thing. That's not like weird. I guess that's pretty common for people to have to do that. But where was I going with that? See, it makes me lose my mind too. It makes me forgetful, and it makes me like kind of crazy tired. And so I started taking my iron again, because I knew I can start feeling my body kind of start getting really super tired, and I feel like I'm kind of in a rut. If you guys are iron deficient, you know what I'm talking about. But it just kind of makes me feel like my mind is kind of gone wonky. So I'm hoping, oh, that's what I was saying, because, oh, I messed that one up. That one's not good. Let's get rid of that one. I pushed way too hard, and see what I did? I got the edge of that stamp on there, and that's not cute. So, that's what I was trying to say, is that my hair, that's another reason I can tell that my iron is really low, is that it makes my hair fall out. So my husband's like, oh my gosh, why is there so much hair in the tub or in the shower? Oh, well, that's because that's me. All right, so there is the front of our card. That's time consuming. Nope, hubby worked and I stamped. Absolutely, right? Yep, that's the way it is. He goes to work all day long, and we are looking for a puppy. Oh, wow. Now, is that what you were saying, is, Patty, when you said you're looking for a puppy, is that what you're saying is time consuming? Because absolutely, it's like having a brand new baby. I mean, besides a baby, you don't have to take outside and go potty every few hours, but you still have to change them. Wow. Well, that will be awesome. How fun is that? New puppies are always such a fun time until they keep you up all night. But like I said, it's just like having a baby. All right, so there is card number 1. Absolutely beautiful. I loved how that turned out. Okay. Then let's go to card number 2. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. All right. Now see, hold on, let me tell you guys something really quick. Let me see if I have one in here. It might be in my, maybe I won't show you. I have it's by the same company that makes our glue, the Tombow, and it is a sand eraser. Now I include those in my adhesive kits that I sell at my in-person stamping club that we have. But, and it's got to be in my that bag because I take it with me every time we go. Because when you have new stampers or even seasoned stampers, we still mess up and do this. You could take that, it's a sand eraser, and it will actually like sand this. I don't know, because of this being so dark, if it would actually take all of that off, but it would be worth a try to salvage your envelope. But we don't sell them at Stampin' Up, but you can find them on Amazon, and that's what I do. I buy them in a 5-pack. And it just kind of sands that color off so it's salvageable. So just to kind of give you that word of note. All right, our next card is going to be using the Beauty of Tomorrow. Let me move these so I don't wind up sticking those or throwing a card base across to move it and wind up sticking it right in there. Our chamois is an absolute must-have. Well, hello, Jamie. Hello, Melinda. Oh, I'm glad you like card number 1. Yes, I think it is beautiful as well. I'm telling you, with that bedazzling, it just makes those cards pop. I'm really glad Stampin' Up! Came out with that. And it's a freebie when you spend over $50. I mean, how bad is that, right? Okay, so we're using Beauty of Tomorrow, and I will show you a different variation of this card that I made. It kind of doesn't look anything like the one that we're making tonight, but it's still the same principle of the way the layout is. So this is Blackberry Bliss, and right now I am on like a Blackberry Bliss kick because I think it is such a rich and gorgeous color. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half at 4 1/4. That is our card base. We're going to need Blackberry Bliss ink. Let me move these things out of the way. I think we need, do I need this? I think I do. I think I need this for the inside of this card. I don't know. We'll decide what saying we want to use. Then I used the Hippo and Friends. This has some really cool sentiment label pieces. I love these big kind of layering, I don't even know what that shape would be called, but all 3 of these layer together. I love layering dies like that, hence the fact why my go-to is always my Stitch So Sweetly. You also have these big label pieces here, and these down here, there's 4 of those. And then this comes with these little pieces right here that you can actually like die cut on the edges to be able to run ribbon through. It'll leave like just a little tick mark, an opening like that. That is perfect for running ribbon through different kinds of, like even on this label here, for instance, you could take that and put that on there and then be able to run ribbon through it. So that's kind of a cool thing that comes with this die set. Now the stamp set is called Hippo Happiness, but I'm not using that today. So we need, for the inside of our card, this is the Very Vanilla, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. That's going to go on the inside. Then I used the Beauty, what is it called? Black Beauty, Blackberry Beauty, and this is our specialty designer series paper because it's got the gold foiling in it. Now, I don't know why I don't have a sampler of this yet. Maybe it's because this paper took so long to come into stock. It was one of those ones that kind of got lost in transition when all this stuff went live. But look at the gold foiling in that. Now that is a big 12 by 12 sheet that comes like this, and I simply just cut it down so I could use this piece because that's the piece that we're using today. And then this is the ephemera pack. It is only $6, and it comes with all these cutout sheets in here. I was actually going to use this today, but it's on back order right now. So, or actually, I don't even think it's on back order. I think you can't even order it right now. I think it's supposed to come in sometime in September. But it is beautiful, but I didn't want to use it because you're going to fall in love with it and you're not going to be able to order it right now. And that's kind of not fun. But yeah, this paper is absolutely stunning with that foil. and cameras don't do it justice, so it's really hard to show it to you and be like, you're gonna love it, but you can't even see it right now. So we are using a piece of that, which is 4 by 5 1/4. That is going to go on the front of our card. Then I used 2 of those little layers that I was showing you. I used it in, so you're gonna need a scrap of Blackberry Bliss and a scrap of Very Vanilla to cut those 2 pieces out. Then you need this piece, which is, I don't know why I don't have this one written down. This is 1.5 by 5 or 5.5. So it's the whole length of our card. Okay. Then you need a full sheet of your bedazzling. Okay, just like that. Now what you're going to do with that is you're going to run this huge die right here. Like, this die is to die for. No pun intended. No, this die is absolutely amazing once you run it through. And I've already ran it through because there's so many little intricate pieces. I would probably be here for a day just trying to weed all the little intricate pieces out. So I went ahead and already die cut it. So like I said, you need a full sheet of this. You're gonna lay that where, I mean, like, again, I'm kind of frugal, so I like to make sure I keep as much as I can that is still salvageable for other projects. Like, I can still run a leaf up here in this top corner and whatnot. So I ran that through, and this is what I came out with. Oh, isn't that the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? I just think that is so stunning. So, okay, you're gonna need that. And then I have I think this is a half piece. Yep, a half piece of that same designer series paper. And I think that is actually 6, but we'll cut the ends off to go on the inside of our card. So let's do our stamping. I'm going to use the wording up here that goes, I know this is a difficult day. And then we'll decide what we're going to put on the inside. There's my scrap paper. So I'm going to take Blackberry Bliss. Tap, tap, tap. It's starting to get dark outside, so let me turn another light on over here so you don't get all these crazy shadows. Actually, let's do this light. There we go. That's better. It's kind of nice when you have a husband who does film productions and stuff and filming. He always has the great big huge window, or what is it called, a box light? See, I don't even know what the heck it's called, that I steal from him when he's not filming so I can use it. Okay, well, that didn't work because it missed the whole top. So good thing I already did another one. I was too busy flapping my lips and I missed the whole top part of that. Yeah, because see, I didn't even get the top part. So I did one already because I knew I might just jack that one up, and I did because it's just how it works. So let's start putting this card together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of designer series paper, and I'm just going to put that down. Now look at that. It almost looks like it is little holly berry and holly leaves. Now I don't have any idea what that plant is called, but things are flying. Okay, so I fibbed. This is not 4 by 5 1/4. This is actually 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's only 1/8 of an inch smaller than our card base. So don't let me steer you wrong. Where did our other piece go? Okay, now I'm going to take this piece. I think I'm going to put that down. Let's see how I like this here. I definitely don't like that on top of that. I like that on top of that. Yep, I like that. Okay, so we're gonna take this little piece here, which I said was 1.5 by 5.5, and this I'm gonna just line up in the center of that. And always know that if it's too long, push it all the way where it's bumped up to one side, because you can always take your snips and snip off whatever's hanging over the other side. Okay, what do you think of that color? Is that not just a rich, beautiful color? See how I have a little piece hanging off over here? I'll just take my scissors and just line it up on my cardstock, and then voila, it's perfect now. Then we're going to take this, and it is going to have a little bit of hangover, but I just cut that off because I'm not worried about that. So we're going to now glue that down. I think this bedazzling paper on such a rich color is just so elegant, and oh, I don't know, I just love it. I think that looks so rich and so classy. What do you think of that? Isn't that stunning? Oh, delicious. All right, now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just going to cut off this little piece that's hanging. I'm going to get my little panda out of the way. Just like that. Okay, that is what I want there. And now I'm going to put these two together, these two layers, just like that. Then I'm going to grab some dimensionals, which I have a few on here that I think will be just enough. Just be perfect for the back of this. Let me grab another sheet out here. Don't you love it when you open up a new dimensional pack? It just, something is so gratifying. It's almost like when you open a new glue pack, it just, something about it, you're just like, okay, I'm good for a while. Okay, I'll worry about those later because I'm not going to fiddle with those. Okay, and then I'm going to put one right in the middle there. And I need to take a drink really quick. And it's just water, I promise. I'm not drinking on the job. Okay. No, it's funny. My in-live classes that we do, or in-person live classes that we do, I do down at our local VFW here in Tucson. And you know, they serve drinks there, so I let, you know, not that I could stop them anyways, but my ladies, they like to have a drink or two or whatever and, you know, socialize and have a good time. But it's so funny because last time I was there, and I'm not a big fan of drinking, but I had a old-fashioned because I've been hearing a lot about it and I wanted to try one, and holy Toledos, whatever. Boy, was I feeling that thing. I was like, all right, no more drinking for me on the job. Okay, so there is the outside of our card, but we're going to add a little bit of bling to that in just a minute. But let's decide what we're going to put in the inside of this. Where did my set? Okay. So what did we decide? I know this is a difficult day. You're one of those people. No. Some people are just likable. I'm here for you. I think we're going to do I'm here for you on the inside of this because this is more of like a sympathy card. So let me grab a block for that. I'm going to try to get that on there as straight as I can. Okay. So what are we going to do on this? I think we might take some of these little, we could actually take this piece here and kind of do that on the side. Oops, that's not going to be big enough. We need a bigger block. We need a bigger block. Okay. Let's do this. Up just the side there, and I hold it just a minute to let that ink absorb into that paper to make a good crisp, beautiful image. And since I have that out and it's already on my mount, let's grab our envelope. So we're going to do the same thing on the envelope. Tap, tap, tap. Make sure I have the flap up because God only knows I've done that before. I went to decorate my envelopes and went to stamp on the front and the envelope was upside down. Well, what good is that going to do me? Okay. Oh, so pretty. Okay, let me grab, okay, so that's going to be our envelope. Let me grab this piece here. And this is, I'm here for you. Oh, and I even got it straight. Woohoo! Yay me. Okay. So let me grab this card. And let's get this stuck in the inside. Now again, you could do the same thing like we did with the first card, where you took that little small strip of Bedazzling, but I actually cut a piece of this designer series paper, and where did I put it? I had it sitting out here. Do you see it? Oh, here it is. It's flipped over. Now I can actually take that and put it down there, but I think I might actually do it there. So let me cut this at 4 because since you guys see my hand, I know that looks horrendous, right? Doesn't that look just crazy? I got into a tiff with my bale of hay. My neighbor ran out of hay and our road got flooded out during one of the monsoon storms. So we have, it literally looks like besides the fact that there's not an ocean out there, but all the sand has washed down to our end of the road. So our neighbors can't get their vehicles in and out. So we had hay delivered the other day, and they had run out of hay and they haven't been able to get out and get hay for their animals. So he asked me if I could bring him a bale of hay, and I did, and the bale of hay won. It just shredded my arm all up. I was like, great. Especially when you have a job like this and you're constantly showing your hands and your... Oh, and where did I put my chamois? Oh, jeez Louise. And when you're showing your hands all the time, you know, my nails are all broken off, and I'm like, well, that's just a part of me being a farmer and a stamper. It's gonna happen. So I brought out a couple of these little, they're the artistry blooms, little self-adhesive sequins, whatever the word is that I'm looking for. Words are hard. And I'm just going to put some of these on there. I loved this color of these on this. And they don't take away from the bling of this, I don't think, with them being this pinky color that they are. Okay, where does this one need to go? I'm just going to put one right there. Or actually, yep, I'm just going to leave it there. It's already stuck. I'm not going to ruin my card. So what do you guys think of that? Beautiful, right? Oh my goodness. Eee. I'm just in love with those colors. Just, oh. So that's card number 2. Okay, let me get that out of the way. I have all 3 of my cards sitting over here, so at the end I'll just pop them all up here so then you can see what we've made. Oops, I think that's upside down, not that that matters. Let me get these other ones cleaned off really fast and moved out of the way. And then we are going to use, on the last card that we're making, I am using the rainbow glitter paper. And so, I mean, quick question for you guys, just because, you know, I don't know if it'd be offensive if somebody got this as like a sympathy card, because with this saying, it makes it it makes it sound more like a sympathy card, right? I know this day is difficult, or I know this is a difficult day. Gee, I'm telling you, words are very difficult. That it sounds more like, is that too blingy for a sympathy card? What do you think? I don't know. I thought it was pretty, and I thought it was kind of, with those dark colors, I thought it was perfect for a sympathy card. But other people may disagree with me, and that is absolutely okay. All right, let's bring in, let me get this out of the way. And here is the other variation I made of this card. I used the same, but I just made it more kind of humorous, nuts about you, and then it's got the little squirrel on there, which one of these weeks we will be messing with this squirrel. If it were me, I would love getting that card. All right, perfect. Yes, classy. That's a great word. Classy card. There you go. So yeah, I wanted to do it in kind of a different variation where this is more elegant and classy than something like this, but it still is so cool with that big leaf part in the back. So, okay. All right, our next card, like I said, we're going to be using the rainbow glitter paper. And let's get into this one. Oops, I need my little piece there. My little cheat sheet on the back of my card. Okay, now this is kind of like an easel fold card. This color is Mango Melody, and it is an amazing color. I don't use it as much as I should. It's kind of like in between yellow and orange. It is just a very bright and cheerful card or color. Since we just got done making kind of a sympathy card, we're going to make something a little bit cheery for our birthday. All right, so on this, this is 11 by 4 1/4. We are going to score it at 2 3/4. 2 3/4. And we're going to use our light gray. That's our score blade. And 5 1/2. I might have to get up and shut my blinds because the little buggies are coming in my window. Okay, so our card base, we're going to make sure again that we line this up where it sits perfect before we commit to that line. Okay, and then this is going to fold in just like that for that little easel part. Okay, so that's going to be our card base. So what we need next is a piece of magenta madness, and you guys know me and my pinks. So this is such a bright and fun, crazy, wild pink. I think it's actually the color that I have on the back of my thing here, but I could be wrong. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Then we need a piece of basic white, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be the inside. Then we need a piece of basic black, and this is 4 by 4. And we need a little piece here that is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Then you need a piece that is, it's more like you need a scrap, but I did a 6 by 2 just to be able to cut my things out. Now this one, I didn't do any of my pre-die cutting. I'm going to go ahead and do it for you. Then you're going to need a little strip of magenta madness here, and this is 4 by 1/2. Then using this rainbow glimmer, not glitter, glimmer paper, you get 2 sheets of this, and look at that. I love the rainbow effect of this. What I did was I cut off the actual bottom half down here for the pieces that we're going to use today, because I wanted that yellow with more of that pink. So I did kind of more mango melody along with the magenta madness. Okay, so I cut 3 of those rainbow pieces at 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, and then I have just a little scrap here because we're going to cut out one of the little flowers from the all squared away set we're using. I haven't used this in a while, but I thought, hey, I need something bright and cheery. Let's bring this back in and play with this. So we are going to, let's grab our, and then we need also, we're going to need our white embossing powder. I'm going to need to turn my fan the other way. And then we're going to need Versamark ink. All right, so let's go ahead and do the embossing really quick. So on that little black piece of 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, let's go ahead and emboss this. So I'm going to use The Best Thing About Today Is You, which is the stamp set from, one of the stamps from this set here. And I want to put this in the middle of this black piece. And always know, if you don't get it in the middle, you have the other side of your paper to use. I don't know, see, I didn't move that far enough. Okay, that's better. Now always make sure you shut your Versamark before you start opening your embossing powder and getting that kind of stuff out. So I'm just going to grab this, hold on to the side, and I should have used my embossing buddy, but since we don't sell them anymore, I don't like really showing them on video. But you can buy them off of Amazon. It's not the Stampin' Up! One, but it will still do the job. Or you can always just go into the laundry room and use one of your Bounce dryer sheets, or whatever brand of dryer sheet you use. They're also static remover, little bits and pieces that you could just rub on there. Okay, so now we're going to emboss this. Now I try to get the bottom warm first, And then as soon as I go over the top, it'll start doing its magical embossing as it's changing right before our eyes. It kind of just melts. Again, butter. Okay. Oops. So there's that piece. Then we're going to take this. Let me move this over here. I'm going to use this one here, and this one here, and that one. And then I also need this flower. That's what this little scrap here was for, is to die cut that flower out. Okay, so let me get that out of the way. I'm gonna do my big boss machine. My husband brought me in a soda. Oh, okay, let's make sure I don't lose anything here. Alright, what was underneath there? Stamp. Okay, can you guys see this? Don't want to lose anything. Alright, so we have our 1 layer, our 2 layer, and 2 threes. Okay, I'm going to lay this piece on here, and this is going to cut each one of these out. That's why I made sure that they were 2. It was a 2-inch strip. Now you can have it as long as you want, but I knew that a 6-inch strip would be perfect for fitting all 3 of these on there. So just like that, I'm just going to line them up on there. Okay, and then I need this little flower on that piece of rainbow glimmer. Oh, it smells heavenly. My husband's outside barbecuing. Doesn't he know that's not nice to do when you're in the middle of a video and smell him barbecuing? Well, that's okay, because then I know what I get to look forward to when I'm done. My husband's a butcher, so we always have meat all the time. And it's excellent for, like I said, my daughter's on keto, and you eat a lot of meat, so it's always a good thing to have. Okay, put those away, and then let me put this little piece here away so I don't lose anything, because lost eyes are not ever fun. All right, and then let's just get rid of that. Now, see how those just pop right out of there? So there's not a bunch of little intricate pieces. You just have 1 or 2 little dots that you might have to pop out of there. And then there's those. And then let's grab our flower. Now that one we might need to use our take a pick tool with our little pokey tool and take that right out of the center of that flower. Okay, I'm going to run this off into the garbage. Okay, where did my, there it is. Looking for my other plate. Okay, now our cutting and everything is done, so let's just put this card together. I'm going to grab the inside piece first, and let's stamp this. We are going to use happiest of birthdays to you, and we're going to use Memento Black for that. And we're going to stamp that in the bottom right hand corner right here. Ew, and that didn't come out very good. What's going on here? Much better. Okay, that's what we needed. Okay, there's that. Then we're gonna take that little piece of Magenta Madness, and this is gonna go right up here across this. Now this is longer than 4, but that's okay because I'm going to cut that end off. But you can do a 1/2 by 4, and that will be exactly what you need to fit on this white piece. Okay, and then I'm going to take this little flower here, if I can get it off my desk. flower is going to go right there. Okay, and let me cut off this little piece here, just like that. Alright, let's go ahead and put this inside of our card. Get the glue booger off. Fit right inside of there. Beautiful, right? Okay, then let's not throw anything on the floor, especially scissors. And now let's glue these things on here. So since there's kind of a bigger border around this, I don't need to worry about bringing out my silicone mat and dabbing the glue on there, but if you want to, absolutely do that. However you're more comfortable. And then I'm going to use it with the pink part facing down and the yellow towards the top. And then this is just going to get glued right on to the front of that glimmer, rainbow glimmer. Ooh, and I need like a baby wipe. My hands have glue on it. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. And the next one. So I'm kind of excited. Even though I do my stamp classes at our local VFW here that I was saying, I work there as a bartender as well. Well, I've taken time off with the COVID and everything that had happened, that I wasn't working because I didn't want to bring anything home to my family, even though we wound up having COVID over Thanksgiving. Like right after Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, we had COVID in my home. But now that there's that new variant stuff, but I've decided that they asked me to come in and work like in October, so that's kind of cool. I'm kind of excited to go back. I miss everybody there. You get pretty attached to, you know, some of the veterans that, you know, come in all the time and they just need somebody to talk to, and I got pretty close with a couple of them. We actually have one that lives with us. He lives in our 4th bedroom since my oldest daughter is off on her own and is a mom herself. So that's kind of fun. So I'm excited, and hopefully it'll be cooler then. They have a, right across the street from the VFW is a elementary school, and we have our yearly, what is it called? Our Harvest Festival, I think it's what it's called. So yeah, they asked me, they're going to be busy doing a beer garden over at the pumpkin patch thing, so they asked me if I would come in and work at the VFW. Well, so I'm excited. I get to go back and see all my people. Alright, so now we're going to take our 4x4 piece, and at first kind of just lay these on there and see how big of a gap you're going to need, so you don't have big huge gaps if it doesn't line up correctly, but that should work just like that. Now, if this bothers you, this little bit of glimmer like it's hanging over that black, just take your scissors and just run it down and just try to cut that off. I'm not going to be that picky. Normally I am, but today I'll let it slide. Yeah, the gentleman that we have living with us, he's going to go have a pretty extensive surgery here pretty soon. He has to have his right at the base of his neck where his spine like connects with his neck. He has to have that fused with I'm not sure exactly how they do it. They put rods and stuff in there. So he's been having all these doctor's appointments. There was like some kind of gooby on there, so I'm just taking my adhesive remover and just taking that off. I will be picky about that. So he's been having his appointments at the VA to have his pacemaker checked and all that kind of stuff to make sure he gets the clearance to have the surgery, because he is in a lot of pain with his neck killing him the way that it is. So he's pretty happy about having the surgery, but it's still kind of scary too. Okay, and then we'll put that there. Just like that. What do you think? Isn't that so stinking cool? Love it. Okay, and then this is going to go in there. But before I do that, I am going to take a piece of this. It's called the crinkled seam binding ribbon, and it's just white. But this is that ribbon that I always show you guys that you could lay it on your scrap paper, and you can take any color of your Stampin' blends and you can just color that. So you can make this ribbon any of our colors that you want it. Okay, I'm going to take this and just go over the black. Okay, let me grab my ribbon scissors, because those scissors are for paper and they will not cut through ribbon. I have two different snips. That one is for paper and all the other things, and then one is just specifically for my ribbon cutting. I swear, somebody needs to teach me how to make bows. I am such a horrible bow maker. Ugh. Like my hands, I'm just not coordinated enough or something to get a bow. That's why my bow jig is probably my best friend and my best tool. When I make a bow, this thing is by far the bestest thing in the world. And I'm not even making a bow. I was just trying to tie a simple knot, and I still was having difficulties. Go figure. Okay, now let's get this card adhered so you guys can get about your evening. And I can go eat whatever the heck he is barbecuing out there, because it smells heavenly. Alright, I'm just going to put that, adhere that to the center of our Magenta Madness piece. I'm just going to flip that over really quick and make sure I push really good on the back of that to make sure it adheres nicely. Okay, now when you go to adhere this to this piece, you might want to lay it down first, okay? But do not put glue on the top half of this. So to remind yourself, just put your hand over that. And only put glue, and I'm gonna not go all the way to the edge because I know this is 1/4 of an inch smaller, and then just all the way up to that score line at the top to adhere this down, just like that. And now I can take this, and watching my margins on both sides, I can lay that down and then center it where I want it on that piece. Just like that. And again, I'm going to take that and just kind of push on the back side to make sure that it adheres nicely. now the way this works is that hooks right underneath. Well, now it's gonna prove me a fool, but just like that. Cute, right? Okay, and then we're gonna grab one of the little flowers. This is called the Loose Flower Flourishes. Now these are in our in colors. These come in the pale papaya, the polished pink, and fresh freesia, and they come in 2 different sizes. See the big ones here, and then you can see the little tiny bitty ones right there. I'm gonna grab a pink one. And even though this is Magenta Madness, you're not really gonna tell a huge difference when I do this. Then I'm gonna grab one of our little snot dots, or glue dots, the mini glue dots, and try to grab this flower because it doesn't want to come up. Because I just took him away from all of his flower friends. Okay, then I'm gonna take that and just pop it right there. Beautiful. Okay, now we need an envelope. Let's see, what are we gonna do to the envelope to make this one match? Let's see, what can we do? We can take, ooh, little bugs. We can actually take a piece of that glimmer paper, like right here, and we can actually run that across the front of our envelope. What do you think of that? I think that might work. So let me add glue to that. Okay. And I'm just going to lay this down on the front of that. Okay. And see, and that's why I keep this little panda on this one, so I make sure that whenever I grab my scissors and I'm going to cut like a piece of paper off like that, that I don't grab my good ribbon scissors. That's why there's nothing hanging on that. So that's how I distinguish the two. And I always make sure I put my lid back on that one as well. Okay, so those are our 3 cards for tonight. So let me get some of this out of the way so I can lay all 3 cards here and you guys can see all of them. So like, share, comment, and if you when you share this video, make sure that you write share in the comments so I know that you've shared it, so that will help put you inside of the drawing. Because otherwise, depending on your settings, it will not tell me that you've shared it when I go to look at how many times it's been shared or whatever. It won't tell me an individual name. Okay, so there's our easel card. Thank you for sharing, Patty. That helps me so much. You don't even know. Okay, then let's bring in this beautiful Beauty of Tomorrow. There's that card. And then we have this beautiful fall card. Okay, so our easel card, our glimmery, what is this called? All Squared Away, and then that one and that one. What do you guys think? So do you guys have any questions for me on any of these things? Like I said, they will be up on the blog tomorrow. And you guys can see all, you know, the dimensions and how you can make this yourself. I also put an ingredients list on there that if you would like to purchase any of this product, which what's not to fall in love with, right? You can just click right on each picture and it'll take you right into my store and you can just purchase it from there. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Oh, and the other thing I do have to say, any of you guys or any of your friends or loved ones or anything that are dealing with the Hurricane Ida, my heart goes out to you all. And every night I say a prayer for everyone who's dealing with that destruction and disaster, because I can't even fathom what Louisiana or any of those areas are dealing with at the moment. So I just wanted to throw that out to you guys because I do truly think and worry about those people and say prayers for them all. So, all right. I will see you guys next Monday here at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And have yourselves a wonderful week. Thank you for sticking with me and spending your time with me. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, my Lord.